Hey, this is WhyBeAre with BeamNG.drive, and today we're going to be taking a look at a pontoon. Now, there's only one version of this, so we'll just spawn up that one, but you can at least mess with the parts. You can remove the pontoons if you wanted to, but I'm not going to at this time because I want to drive this thing normally, although you can't do much driving while you're on the cement. So let's go ahead and teleport this thing into the water, and we're going to do this a little bit violently. We'll bring it up into the air a little bit and then just drop it into the water, and it should be able to just kind of bounce and be totally fine, just like that. Now, the controls for this are wacky. G makes you go forward, F makes you go to the right, H makes you go to the left, and T makes you go backwards. Like, basically, if you flipped your keyboard upside down, it would feel okay. But right here, it's all backwards, and you just kind of got to memorize it and get used to it. Also, the camera's not quite centered on this thing, so if we're driving at this camera angle, that's not me. That's just the way it is. Although you could use the relative camera and just position it behind the boat if you really wanted to. I'm not going to bother with that. I'm just going to go ahead and use the slightly off-center camera. So this is about the full speed that the boat can go at, and we're going to go ahead and see what happens when we crash it into something. I don't think it'll get any damage because we aren't going that fast. And when it does get damaged, usually it's terrible, as in the boat just glitches out and stuff right there. So slow though, no damage at all. We can go ahead and try to reverse into something as well, and I think this thing might actually be a little bit faster in reverse than forward, or it's just harder to control in reverse, so it makes it feel like it's faster. I don't know which it is, but we're going to go ahead and just try to hit another wall over here and see if we can get any damage at all. This one will probably at least damage the shape of the motor a little bit just because that sticks out a bit. So boom. How's that motor look? There we go. We got a little bit of deformation right there on the motor. And we can keep on driving this thing in reverse if we wanted to, or we could drive it forward. And right there, the damage doesn't look too bad. Like, it's deformed and stuff, but it's not all glitchy or anything. But if you really start damaging it, most of the time, it gets messy. So to just simulate damaging this thing really fast, we're just going to drop it from the air like so on to the ground. And right there you can see it just got a little bit glitchy. You see there's spikes and stuff. It's not really meant to deform is what I'm getting at here. It's more of just cruising along on the water, which is what we will be doing. But let's try doing that while we carry something. So what if we put a concrete barrier onto this thing and then try to drive it around? Now, one thing that's kind of weird is that the J-beam structure doesn't quite match up with the shape of the vehicle. And I'll kind of demonstrate that by just putting the concrete barrier right here. I think I'm the concrete barrier right now, not the boat. There we go. And you didn't get to see it, did you? I should have slowed it down and then did that. Good job, right? So we're going to go a little bit of slow-mo right there, and then we're just going to teleport the barrier right here. And you can watch. It seems to hit an invisible part right here. That is because the J-beam structure for the boat doesn't really allow you to put things in it too easily. So you can go and pull that up, and you see it kind of just has a ramp that goes right there, and anytime you try to put anything on it, it slides right off. If you really want to put something in it, what you got to do is just kind of put it right next to the driver's seat. So you just kind of stick it right here, and then it's basically trapped inside of the boat, and it ain't going nowhere, but it will pull the boat along all over the place. I'm not even like accelerating. Somehow it is getting momentum because that thing is pushing down on the back. It's kind of weird. Now I'm actually accelerating, though, and controlling it. So with something pretty heavy in the rear, it's able to still continue boating. That's what it's doing. It's boating. Get rid of the BeamNG.drive visibility stuff so we could just see the actual boat. And maybe we'll go ahead and get rid of that because we don't need it anymore. We could also, if you wanted to, remove the pontoons. So get rid of one pontoon, get rid of the other pontoon, and then you got a pontoon-free pontoon. Does it make any sense? No, none. And trying to drive this is much more difficult than driving the one with pontoons. Also, the camera seems to freak out a little bit more easily for some reason without pontoons. But there we go. Now we're moving. And you see this thing's going so fast, it's starting to bounce. That's how you know you're going fast. And if we hit something with these speeds, it'll probably actually do a pretty good amount of damage. Also, you notice that it seems like it's just kind of like disappearing or something with shadows. Yeah, I don't know exactly why it's doing that either. So here we go. High-speed impact. Jiggling the whole boat, and it's spinning now. Stop spinning. I want to look at the front. Doesn't seem like there's much damage. Now, if you have pontoons off and then you accelerate, dumb things can happen. Really dumb things. You get the spinning boat of doom. And I probably should not be using this camera angle as we look at this because you won't be able to tell what's going on, really. So get the camera off, and then we can just watch it spin. And it goes faster and faster the longer you wait. Eventually, it just becomes a helicopter and explodes. Go, boat, go, go, go. Well, it did the first time I tested this. This time it doesn't seem like it wants to go quite fast enough to explode. But you see, it's spinning at speeds where anybody who was on the boat would have fallen off by now. Like, you're not going to be able to hold on that long unless you are some really strong athlete who's just training for that or something, probably even. That's a lot of forces. But since... Oh! Hey! There's a crash. Okay. I'm not doing anything. I'm telling the boat to stop moving, and, well, it doesn't want to not... It just wants to keep going. It just keeps going. Oh, now it's going to explode, I think. Maybe not. Dude, I have no idea what's going on anymore. And somehow crashed the game by doing that. So we're going to respawn up that pontoon, remove the pontoons, and try that again. Hopefully this time it doesn't crash the game. So we'll just go ahead and put it back into the water, and this time we'll take it a little bit farther away from the land, just in case the impact or something might have caused that. I don't know. And then go ahead and go in reverse and start spinning. This is how you pontoon. Okay, I can't see what's going on, so camera off of the boat. And there it goes. That is how you boat properly. Now eventually it might spin fast enough where it just explodes itself, or it might not. It seems like sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. You don't really have too much control over the matter. But right now I'm telling it to just go in reverse. I'm not telling it to steer left or right or anything. I'm just saying go reverse. If I also told it to steer, I probably would spin it a little bit faster. So now it's reverse and steer as long as I can. It's kind of hard to control the camera and the boat all simultaneously. And now it has definitely sped up a little bit. But will it helicopter into oblivion? It doesn't seem like it's gonna. It seems like it's bouncing off the water a little too much to do that. But if I really wanted it to helicopter of doom, I could just go ahead and lower the gravity so that way when it bounces out of the water, it stays out of the water. And then it has all the time in the world to really get up to speed spinning. Helicopter! Boat of doom! And again, this camera movement is really hard. Okay, there's the doom. There's the doom. It has just exploded. It almost looks like an airplane right now. Like, if I said this is some futuristic NASA experiment or Lockheed experiment or something like that, you'd be like, oh, okay, I could totally see that. And then you see it actually fly. It's like, nah, that's just a UFO by the aliens. Aliens are crazy. All right, so let's go ahead and just calm that thing down. No more total chaos. And we can even put the pontoons back on. What if we put one pontoon on? What happens when we try to do that? All right, so go forward and to the left. Okay, we can kind of straighten that out enough to still drive it even if it only has one pontoon. I was curious about that. And we can go and just crash into the wall again. Not much damage once again. Let me make sure. Yeah, nothing really happening there. So how about we put the pontoons back off and then we put a car on top of it. What will happen then? See, when the pontoons are off, for some reason the boat just does that. Like, I'm not touching any button and it just kind of spins around like that. It's the way it is. So we'll spawn that up inside of the boat apparently. Hey, that'll work. What the heck? Try that out. We got a ballast that is really lopsided. Yeah, that was a dumb idea. Let's not do that. Just take the car and just place it right inside of the boat. There we go. Now it's also still a lopsided ballast, but... Oh, no! I'm flying! I'm flying! I'm flying! And now I don't even know what's going on anymore. I'm telling it to go forward and to the left. I guess maybe we should put the gravity back, huh? I thought the weight of the car would be enough to hold it down. Nah, it's not. You need Earth gravity to actually hold that thing down. And woo, that is violent looking. Okay, now it's just bouncing all over the place. Okay, go forward or reverse or something. I don't know which way you want to. You go whichever way you want. If I tell you to go forward and you go sideways, more power to you. You can do that. I don't care, boat. So yeah, you could totally carry a car with a boat, a pontoon even, without pontoons. It is totally possible. Dumb, but totally possible. I'm thinking though, let's go ahead and put those pontoons back on. Because things just get wacky without them. Ah, much better. Although the car's starting to fall off. We can't be having that. Get back on there. It's not where you're supposed to go, but okay. By the way, boat accelerating all on its own again. Not sure how it's managing that. So put the car back on and just stick it like that. Awesome. That'll work, I guess. So go forward. And to the right. Or left, left, left. Left. Oh, wait, I'm the car. No wonder it's not working. That's better. You can tell because the other one had a tachometer. Although it seems like it's slowed down now that oh, wait. Okay, if we go in reverse, it can go fast. But going forward, it wouldn't go. Weird. Go, Pontoon, go! With that car inside you. Not that fast. I mean, I said that before, but it isn't that fast. I want to get it to the land, get it up onto the land, and then we will stop playing with the pontoon probably. Well, actually, we could crash a car into it once it's on land. That might be fun. So here we go, up onto the land. And it's not going to stay there, it looks like, so we'll just teleport it onto the actual land and then crash into it. Now, let's see if there's any good areas around here we could use. There's this flat area over there. At least it seems like it's flat from here. I just wanted a big old area we could drive around in. Oh, that'll work great. You could build a racetrack here even if you wanted to. Wait, there's just a little piece of paved road right here. How cute. I'm going to put it right there then. Okay, and then we'll bring the car over here as well. We'll just keep using this car. Why not? So we'll hit it about, I don't know, 50 miles per hour if we can get up to those speeds. I'm going to put this thing in arcade mode. Don't know how I got to manual. Although this isn't the fastest car to do that. Maybe we'll upgrade the car just so we get something a little bit faster and more suitable for the terrain. So we'll go with Extended Cab Off-Road D-Series. Very suited for the terrain, and it's decently fast. So now we're going 50 miles per hour right into the boat. And boat, minimal damage, if any. Truck, it got some damage. So that's telling me we need a heavier vehicle to fight this thing. So let's go T-Series Cement Mixer, because that's a very heavy vehicle, and try ramming it with this. Now the speed will be significantly lower. We have a lot more mass, so the actual force might be higher, or it might be about the same. I really don't know the exact weight difference between these things, or what speed it was going to hit it at. So right there, it's pushing it along, no problem. Damage to the T-Series? Nada. Damage to the boat? Yeah, there's some. And you see it kind of just glitches out most of the time when you get damage, as I said. Go ahead and do one more impact with this thing just because I think it might be interesting to see again. Well, this time we'll try to hit it more in the back than the front. So like that. There we go. It somehow deflated my tire. Damage to the T-Series. Little bit on that front bumper. Damage to the boat. That piece has spiked out a pretty decent amount. And by the way, if you hit it in the right angle, which is really hard to do, you can actually pull off the pontoon. I could probably just prove that to you by yanking it off right there. And the pontoon is actually attached to the camera, so now the camera's going this way and the pontoon is starting to be all crazy and elastic and stuff. And the boat itself has just not liked having its pontoon ripped from its soul. It is freaked out and it's becoming a spaceship once again. And it's also just going to keep spinning forever and ever and ever. All right, now I have another idea. What if we drop the T-Series onto the boat? Do damage like that. Where's the boat? I'm all spun around. I'm like, where is this thing? So go up from above, drop it, and we can also do the reverse as well. Ooh, it caught me on fire. And it's spinning it. Somehow, when you damage it, it gets into spinning mode. I don't know how that happens. And oh, there goes a pontoon. And well, the boat's kind of just disintegrated at this point, hasn't it? All right, so now boat onto T-Series. And a little bit of damage to the T-Series, but not that much. Boat, a little bit of damage as well, but that seemed more of like a fair fight than anything. How about if we swap out the T-Series for a normal vehicle with a less strong roof like the Burnside? Whoops. That wasn't actually the T-Series when I clicked that. Oh, that looks weird, that color T-Series. All right, and then come on, boat! Oh, that did a lot more damage, it seemed like. Oh, I hit the wrong button. I meant to remove the boat, not remove the Burnside. Try that again. Remove the boat and drive the Burnside out of there. All right, so yeah. Roof caved in. And trunk popped open somehow. It's funny when it does that. And I guess that about covers everything I wanted to do with the boat. So now let's just go ahead and drop it down, leap of death, and then we will be done. The game decided to spawn me down here, but I just want to see what happens if we spawn up the boat again. And then put it in the air a bit. Okay, that's much more reasonable. Yeah, it spun a little bit, but it wasn't doing those crazy chaos spins like it was a second ago. So now I'm going to just go ahead and go all the way up to the top like this. And then we'll just drop it. And it shouldn't take too long, so I'll let you sit with me right here. And we can talk about pontoons and all the boats I've never been on. I've been on a couple of boats before, but never a pontoon boat. Don't know if there's really much of a difference, but never been on a pontoon boat. Anyways, we're here. Drop it. Interesting. Now it's going faster and going chaos spins. Like, that is much faster than it was spinning down below. Does it have something to do with the height we're at? Like, if we're higher up on the map, then it spins, but if we're lower, it doesn't? I really don't know. Also, this is kind of boring to watch just because it kind of disappears immediately once it gets an impact. So, kind of a bust on the end right there, huh? What we could do is we could just try to drop it right into the water. Okay, try to just guesstimate my way above the water. I would say that's probably above it, and then drop it. So it should get a real fast spin, but it might actually break itself before it gets down there. Yep, it did. I have no idea what's going on. I can't possibly explain why it's doing that, but it didn't seem like it was doing it down here. Let's see, if we put it down here, does it do that? No. Nice and calm. Don't know. Oh well. I think that'll do it for the pontoon though, so until next time, this has been WhyBeAre. I'll see ya.